Hello, in this video I'll show you how to use a speedlight for your studio images. So this is going to be more of a budget kind of setup for your studio photography. So in case you have just a speedlight and a reflector, we are going to be using those. But remember, in order to use a speedlight, you need a trigger. That is the first thing that you need. And the other requirement that you need for this session is either this reflector, or you need also the curved reflector, and you also need a soft box basically, and the camera. So this is basically all you need for your budget kind of setup. So it doesn't matter the lens or camera body that you have at this point, just use what you have. So this is basically for a budget kind of setup for people that are really tight on lighting budgets in studio. So for my case, I'm using the Canon 6D, and for the camera, I'm using the Canon 6D. The lens is the Tamron 70-200mm f2.8, and of course, I'm using the trigger to remotely light my speedlight. So basically, this is it. And by the way, for a speedlight, whenever you're taking photos, remember you have to give it time to recycle the flash duration. So there is always going to be that kind of lag between one flash and another. So that is the disadvantage. And sometimes when you're using the speedlight, the flash power may not be sufficient enough, or it may not be enough. So in this case, what you have to do, you have to slightly raise your ISO or the ISO to slightly brighten up the image in this case. So hopefully I've explained some of the tools and what you have to do when it comes to using a speedlight in studio. So the other thing you have to take into consideration is the camera settings. So these are going to be determining, or they're going to be impacting on the result that you have for your final image that you take in studio. So I'm shooting in the picture style known as standard, and my white balance, I prefer to shoot images in a warm white balance. So for this case, I'm going to be shooting at 6000 kelvins. Yeah, because I prefer warm tones in the image. So white balance basically determines how warm or how cool the final image is going to be in your image. So for my case, I prefer a warm white balance. Remember, the higher the number of the white balance, the warmer the image, and the lower the numbers, the cooler the image. So if you go down to around 4000 kelvins, it means your image is going to be cool and it's going to be on the blue side. But when you go higher regarding the kelvins, it means that your photo is going to be warm. So I'm shooting in standard, and for studio images, I prefer to shoot at the aperture of 5.6. The ISO, I'm going to be shooting at 100. Then the shutter speed, 1 out of 160 of a second. So the very first thing you have to do, cut out the ambient lighting from the studio by turning off the trigger. So I want to take a test photo with just only the ambient lighting, and the photo you take at this point is going to be dark on the screen. So you can see on the screen the image is going to be dark. Then I'll come and I turn on the trigger, and my speed light, by the way, I'm using the TT600 speed light. That is the Godox TT600 speed light for this session. And for the strength of the speed light, I'm shooting it at a quarter. Yeah, 1 out of 4, or a quarter power. So I've turned it on, and I'll take the first photo to see if it is okay. And as you can see, the power or the strength of the speedlight is a little bit too much. So I'll just come and I reduce on the intensity of the speedlight. Since it is in group A, so I just look for group A on the trigger and switch it to around 1 out of 8. So I'll take another test photo, just this. So I feel like this is okay. So when you feel like it is creating hot spots on the subject's face, reduce on the power of the speedlight and instead increase on the ISO. So you can see image is a little bit looking down, so just increase on the ISO to 160 and take another image. So you can see the image now looks okay, but when you are to analyze the image, the light is not reaching the legs of the subject or the model. So what you have to do, remember I told you you can now come and introduce in this reflector, and you can see it is going to help us eliminate some of the shadows below or down here. And the thing that you have to do for the reflector is always put something below it right here. You can see I've just added this stand. So what this is going to do, it is going to slightly tilt the reflector just like that. So when light comes from this soft box, it is going to hit the reflector at an angle and the light is going to fall onto the model's legs. So right now I've introduced in our reflector, and let's see if there is going to be a difference between the first image that we took and the one with the reflector. So let me have the same pose that you did. Yeah. So let's see if there's going to be a difference between the image with the reflector and one without the reflector. So I'm just going to instead move this towards this side so that it can have a little bit more of the impact. So here, and as you can see, the reflector has really done a perfect job trying to eliminate the shadows on the subject's legs. So that is how you can incorporate a reflector for the full body portraits. And let's have a little bit more of the photos and we enjoy this session. So let me just have some poses. Just, yeah, I prefer that. And for this other hand, just place it on the hip, lower. Yeah, so let's have more of the full versions. This is nice. So perfect. So let's have a little bit more. Yeah. And you can see, you can just use your Speedlight for your studio images. So in case you feel like you want to have more of the beauty shots, leave one hand, the other one, then place this one on your hip, spread it, spread the arm better. So I'm just going to take this. Nice. So you can see the light from this is not strong enough, so you have to do a little bit more of the post-production trying to brighten up the subject's legs in this case. So it is one of the disadvantages of using a single light for your images, but if you're in a budget, you can do a little bit of editing and post-production. And when you feel like you want to take some beauty photos or beauty shots, you can as well take beauty shots by introducing in. So if you have an assistant in studio, you can tell them to just come and hold the reflector for you like this. and you can take the close-up photos or beauty photos. But if you own a curved reflector, you can use the curved reflector to take more of the half images or the close-up. So I'm just going to put my little stand there and introducing the curved reflector right here. Just going to place it. So I'll just come and place it right here. Yeah. And make sure it is bending or tilting a little bit so that you can get the light to be directed onto the subjective body instead. So you can see the light that is going to be coming from here is going to hit here and go to the subject. So let's have more of the half images. No, hand close to your face. Yeah, move closer. Let's see how this is going to turn out. So this is a little bit too bright. So for my settings, I'll just take the ISO back to 125 and we take a different image. So this is perfect. So you can see it is creating a little bit of catch light in the model's eyes. And let's have a little bit more of the poses. So I'm taking half portraits. Just push behind a little. Yeah. Don't tilt the head. Yeah, better. Nice. So whenever you feel like the image is too dark, just be free to slightly increase on the ISO. Yeah, that's nice. Better. So you can see the flash didn't go or it didn't fire because we didn't give it enough time to recycle. That is the disadvantage of using the Speedlight. So give it enough time to recycle and give it a few seconds and it's going to recycle, and this time around it's going to fire. So you can see how nice these are. So let me have you pose from the side. Then this hand, yeah, just raise it. Yeah. Better. Nice. You can see I'm giving it some seconds so that it can recycle, so that I can be able to take another image. So let's have the last one. Just lower your chin. Can I have this other hand somewhere? Then, yeah. Perfect. So this is how you can use just a Speedlight for your studio photos in order to get good photos if you are on a budget as a photographer. And I hope I've been very clear and precise with this kind of video. Don't forget to like the video and don't forget to subscribe if you have been watching and aren't subscribed to this channel. Ronix from Ronix Photography. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in yet more videos on this channel. Don't forget to keep practicing and as well keep creating.